Hey everyone, welcome to the Bowhunter 24/7 Never Stop series. This is going to be a monthly video that we bring to you guys to show you what me and the crew are doing every month to better prepare ourselves for next deer season. Today is Wednesday, January the 30th, so technically we can still be hunting in some counties in Wisconsin until tomorrow, but with the negative 50 below zero wind chill temperatures, I think I'll just call it a year, and man, it's been a good one. I can't wait to share the footage with you guys from this entire fall, but here's a look at how our season finished up in the month of January. Well guys, I'm burning my way across this ice. Not running too late, but I just talked to another hunter who I'm kind of familiar with, and he's a pretty serious guy about it. It seems like he was trying to get back to where I'm trying to go right now. He broke through over the boot, so he was coming out. Not that he's a big guy by any means, but I'm pretty thin, so hopefully a little bit lighter package doesn't break through the ice. Let's do this. Well guys, back at the truck. At least I know where they're at, and I can push in a ridge further if need be to get back on them. I'm definitely gonna let it sit for a little while, but if my night couldn't get a little bit worse on the way out crossing the creek, which I've had no issues with since the ice came. Oh, let me see if I can get this boot off. Mostly soaked into my sock. Whew, that's cold. Alright guys, me and Nelson back here. We might be the dumbest people in the world. This is Winter Storm Beth. I think the wind chills are gonna get to -30 tonight, but the snow's supposed to let up the last couple hours, so hopefully the deer are moving. We got hand warmers on the cameras, so we might die before the cameras do. Well guys, the snow is already starting to peter out. Got about a mile left. But man, you know, we got like 1 week left, that's it, to get this done. And all fall, I told myself, just save your doe tags for late season. You'll be able to stack up a couple of them. It'll be easy, no worries. Public land whitetails, you just can't take nothing like that for granted. Well, I just had a couple fawns skirt me in the marsh about an hour before sunset. And unless something comes through in the next 5 minutes, that's gonna do it for today. So try again tomorrow. Well, as you guys just saw, late season can be pretty tough on public land. It definitely was for us this year. But this time of year, we were fortunate enough to be able to keep hunting all the way till the end of January. But this time of year, what we really like to focus on is scouting for next year. All the marshes are frozen, so it's easy access to get into some of those spots and look for sign, look for buck beds. So here's a look at some of the scouting we did so far this month. Well, every time I'm in the woods, I'm obviously paying attention, looking for sign. And I saw this big rub right over here from the trail I was on. And I looked back and there's a little high spot here with some tree roots right down there. And you can see it's all flat and matted down where a buck would be laying. He's got some rubs back over there on the other side going out one exit trail. And then obviously that big rub that I saw right there, almost chest high. So definitely a buck bed. Gonna have to mark it on the GPS and keep moving. Well guys, I was starting to get a little discouraged. I'm back here. If you look up, there's a little nest of pine trees here, and they go back right along the bend of a river. So I mean, it just looks perfect on a map. I didn't even know there would be pines back here, so those got me really excited. I started coming in here, and even though they're big pine trees, it's not like the ones that are real open underneath. It's super thick under here. I just wasn't seeing the sign I wanted to. And then I looked right on the transition of the pines, and they're really thick stuff. Look what we got here. I mean, it's not huge, but it's over my waist. Granted, I'm standing on dry ground right now, but it's over my waist. It's a good size rub, and it's a good sign. Alright guys, well, that spot didn't really pan out the way I expected. It looked really good on the map. I found that one big rub to start, but I didn't really find any good bedding areas, especially I hunt out here a lot early season. Oh, spinning the tires in the parking lot there. But anyways, it didn't look too good. So now it's not quite 4 o'clock, so I got like an hour of daylight left. And I'm gonna try to burn into a buck bed that I found last year in the off season with Caleb. marked it, hunted it once this year, and had a pretty good hunt, but got busted by one deer after dark that came from where the buck bed was marked. So that makes me think that I didn't push in close enough. Like Dan Infalt says, I wasn't pushing the envelope enough. So I'm gonna run in there, see if that bed was being used again this year. And then I'll know for next year. I'll pick a tree that's a little closer. So we're gonna get in there real quick. I might have to literally sprint across this field if I want to get there before it's dark. Alright guys, so I'm at the bed that Caleb and I marked last year. As you can see behind me, fresh rub from this year. And the other good sign is it could even be the same buck, because this rub goes up about 6 to 8 inches higher on the tree than the ones from last year. Like down there, that's an old one. Right here's an old one. That new one is the biggest one here. There's a couple more fresh ones here. And I see some even more on the exit trails going out that are all fresh ones this year. So I'm gonna see if maybe there's not another bed, because it doesn't look like the bed itself was being used, but the area definitely has more rubs. So I'm gonna see if I can key in on the bed itself. Well, as you can see, our 2019 scouting is off to a great start. The last thing I want to mention is just to keep shooting your bow all the way through the year. Just because the season's over doesn't mean stash it away until next July or August. You know, there's plenty of spot leagues, 3D leagues, even techno hunt leagues, just anything that's fun and can keep you using your archery muscles and keep building that muscle memory so you don't got to restart every year before the season. It'll make you a much better shot, and hopefully it could pay off in the fall next year. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and we'll see you again next month. Booyah.